A rare solar event will have a lot of people turning their eyes to the skies tomorrow. It's called the Venus Transit, and the next one won't happen for more than a century. Our science reporter Cat Viglienzoni is here now to explain how you can safely view this event. Good morning, Cat.
Good morning, Kagan. One of the first lessons we learn as children is never to look directly at the sun. But what about when there's a solar event like the Venus Transit? I met up with Vermont Astronomical Society President Jack St. Louis to go over some different ways that you can safely catch a glimpse. We're here in Dorset Street Park. I'm here with Jack St. Louis from the Vermont Astronomical Society, and there's a very special event happening on Tuesday. He's going to tell us a bit about it. It's called the Venus Transit. Now, for viewers who don't know, what is a Venus Transit?
That's when the planet Venus goes in front of the disk of the sun as we see it. So we see the silhouette, the dark side of the planet as it crosses the sun.
And how often does this sort of thing happen?
It happens in pairs of 8 years. So there was one in 2004, then one this year, and then in another 105 years there'll be another pair, then another 121 years there'll be another pair, then it starts over.
Now, what are some of the ways people can view this transit? Obviously not everybody has maybe the means to look at the sun carefully, like, a welder's glass.
Okay, well, we will have welder's glass here. I'll have about 3 of them or so. And it's just shade 14, and I just mount it on a piece of cardboard, and you just hold it up, look at the sun, and you can see it. It'll look green, but that's totally safe. Another method is to take a pair of binoculars and use one side, and you can project it, and you can get it the sun's image on like a white cardboard or whatever you have. Don't take your small telescope out or binoculars, look at the sun, you'll burn a hole in your eye.
You've obviously got a telescope here, but you've mounted it a little differently so that it's safe to look at. Is
yes,
that correct?
I have a projection screen off the eyepiece mounted on a funnel, on an oil funnel, and it projects the sun on the screen and is very safe, and people can just come up and take a look, and the images will be right here on the back.
And say people, don't have a telescope, don't have welder's glasses, don't have a pair of binoculars. There's something for them too, right?
Yes, a projection pinhole device. I got one here. This was a box that blinds came in, and you put a pinhole in the front, and you cut a hole in the back for a viewer, a white screen, and you line up the box to get the smallest shadow on the ground, and you'll have the image of the sun show up on the screen in the back.
And I notice this is a very long box. Is there an ideal length for these boxes?
Well, the longer the box, the larger the image you'll see. The transit starts about 6:09, 6:10 on Tuesday.
And how long will people be able to see it?
It'll be visible until sunset. We'll see about a third of it. It'll start transiting the sun and then over in the west, and the sun will set before we see the end of it.
Well, some good information there. Jack Lewis from the Vermont Astronomical Society. Thank you for joining us here.
You're welcome.
And we hope you get to see it on Tuesday. Now, unless it rains, the Vermont Astronomical Society will be at Dorset Street Park tomorrow at 6 to allow people to view the transit. Clear skies are ideal, but they say if it's partly cloudy, they'll give it a shot just in case. Kagan?
All right, we'll keep our fingers crossed. Pressure's on Gary.